Kruger, a land where survival follows no rule. Every species here is connected to another, not by choice, but by the pressure to survive. Across scorched grass, tangled scrub, and dark rock, a white lion appears. A streak of light in a world built to disappear. No camouflage, no advantage in hiding. It was not born to vanish, but it must live in a world where everything hides just to stay alive. Every time it is seen, the entire pride is exposed. And during a hunt, being seen first means there is nothing to eat. Its difference becomes a burden. The only way to survive is to learn faster. Move with precision and know exactly when to stop. Around it, other forces are just as ruthless. Hyenas track the scent of blood. Leopards wait in silence. Vultures circle when the smell of death begins to rise. Even death does not stay still. It sets off a chain of new life. Every movement, every breath too loud, every wrong instinct carries consequences. There is no mercy here, only instinct, only reaction, only survival. Kruger is a place where no one gets a second chance, and where life must retrace its own steps to find the next path. Early morning in eastern Kruger. Everything feels like it is waiting for the first move. A herd of impalas steps into the open, ears raised, heads scanning forward without pause. They are not grazing, just chewing slowly, then freezing when a light breeze passes. One male stands near the edge. He watches the distant thickets. He lifts a hoof, then holds still. No step forward, no retreat, just stillness. From that distance, nothing seems out of place. But not far away, inside a band of dense acacia, the lions are flat to the ground. The grass here is tall. The soil is still damp. No unnecessary movement. The adult lionesses stay low. They have been waiting. The wind carries the impala's scent toward them. The conditions are perfect. No one moves. Breaths are shallow and steady. One lioness begins to rise. She lifts slowly. No sound. She leads the approach. Two others peel off to the sides. No signal needed. They spread out, even spacing. Each one blocks a possible escape. Behind them, a young lion appears from the underbrush. Its pale fur shines under the early light. A white lion cub, its first hunt with the pride. It follows behind its mother, in the right direction, but not low enough. Its white coat does not hold dust. It does not blend in. The gap between its body and the grass makes its shape too easy to see. Even when it barely moves, it is exposed. From the center of the impala herd, one female jerks her head up. She turns her ears. She looks toward the shimmer of white. She does not cry out. She pivots. She steps back, then bolts. Her movement triggers the entire herd. They all explode into motion. The pounding of hooves shakes the ground. No impala is boxed in. No strike connects. Only dust remains, and sharp lines cut across the grassland. The white cub stops. It does not give chase. It does not leap. It watches the herd disappear, then turns its head. Its mother comes back. No roar, no nudge, no affection. She walks close, grips the back of its neck, and pulls it gently back into the brush. Inside the thicket, the pride lies still. No one speaks, no one corrects. A new gust of wind moves across the grass. It shifts direction. The air now carries a different scent. Not impala, not lion. It is stronger, dry, unpleasant, like damp fur left in the sun. Then comes a sound. Rough, dry, high-pitched. It echoes from the edge of the forest. A hyena. It does not howl. It does not growl. It walks straight toward the thicket where the lions just returned. It has heard something, or smelled something. One lioness lifts her head. She does not step forward, but she is alert. Midday on the Kruger Plains. The sun is high. Its heat pounds directly onto the dry earth. No shade remains. A group of lionesses rests scattered beneath the last bushes that still cast a shadow. They failed a hunt earlier this morning. Now they lie still, regaining strength to try again later in the afternoon. The pride spreads out. Each lion keeps its distance, avoiding food conflict, avoiding heat. A scattered group of hyenas is moving. They are not hunting. They are searching for scent, for remains, for change, for opportunities that require no effort. One hyena picks up a trace. It smells lion, mixed with sweat, hot dust, and something faint. Blood, dry blood, from a shallow scrape. The white lion caught it this morning while passing through acacia during a failed ambush. The wound is not deep, but in this heat, every scent travels, and the wind will carry it toward those who do not need eyes to follow a trail. The hyena breaks from the group. It starts moving toward the scent. At the edge of the brush, the white lion cub has already stopped. It lowers its head, licks its front leg. The scrape runs along the forelimb. It is not dangerous, but enough to slow it down if forced to run. The blood has stopped flowing, but it is still moist, still fresh enough to disturb the balance of this ecosystem. Behind the cub, a larger lioness has noticed. She does not rise, but lifts her head, eyes locked on every move the cub makes. The wind shifts again. The hyena is now within 150 feet. It circles in silence. Only when the white coat catches the light does it pause. This is not a carcass, but it is a chance. Hyenas are not stronger than lions. but they are experts in risk. One cub, injured, alone, separated. The rest of the pride is still. The hyena steps forward. The white cub finally notices the movement. It lets out a soft growl. Not loud, not a call, but a warning. Immediately, lionesses rise from different directions. They close in, tightening the space, blocking the hyena's approach. One lioness steps forward. She stands directly in front of the cub, eyes locked, body tense. Claws sheathed. The hyena stops. It knows the moment is gone. The risk is too high. It growls once, then turns, trots back toward the sun-drenched plains. The lioness does not chase. She walks slowly, pushing the cub back toward the acacia. Every step is deliberate, not too close, not touching, but clear in its direction. The white cub lies down. It licks its paw again, not from pain, but from instinct, to clean away what remains. The pride returns to its resting spot, but they now lie closer together, no longer scattered as before. Their breathing slows, but ears stay alert, listening, as if the wind could carry news of what comes next. The gusts grow stronger, lifting dry dust and carrying the scent from the brief encounter, the smell of blood, sweat, urgency. It vanishes into the heat. Above them, a single bird circles, a vulture. It does not descend, but it has received the signal. No carcass is needed, only change. And that is enough to draw its attention. From a distance. On the ground, the white lion does not close its eyes. It turns its head. Watching the direction, the hyena disappeared. Not out of fear, but understanding. A single misstep can cost the safety of the entire pride. The encounter ends without injury. No claws, no charge, no fight. But its impact lingers, stronger than any failed hunt. The white lion, with its unmistakable coat, cannot vanish like the others. It is seen first. Its scent reflects on the wind more clearly. Every step must be more precise, or the entire pride faces greater risk. It is not just prey that sees it. Scavengers, predators, even animals that pose no threat. They all turn toward the flash of light from its unique fur. That is why every step it takes into the open is a choice. Every move is a challenge. As the sun dips west, the light softens. The lions rise, they stretch, then walk toward deeper shade. toward the far end of the plain, where the impalas still linger by the water. The white lion walks in the middle, not held back, not pushed forward. It is not like the others, but it belongs. And to survive, it cannot disappear. It must act before it is seen. It must decide before it is discovered. The white coat is not a weakness. It is a biological test. And the white lion has no choice but to meet it, step by step, hunt by hunt. Glance by glance. As long as it breathes, it must learn, not just to hunt, but to live. In a world where being seen first is often the reason a predator fails. The sun rises higher, its rays cut through streaks of thin cloud, slanting across cracked, dry ground. A herd of zebras moves north. They are heading for the last shallow pools left from the rainy season. They don't walk in single file, but they're not scattered either. They form small clusters. Each group keeps just enough space to detect danger. Among them, a few foals walk low. Their steps are uneven. They stay pressed close to their mother's sides. The pace of the herd is calm, but alert. Zebra herds follow a clear structure. Large males stay at the rear. Females circle the middle. Foals are hidden deep inside the moving mass. Their striped patterns blend together. From a distance, the herd looks like one unified body. No clear edges, no obvious target. Not far away, beneath the drooping edge of an acacia thicket, a lioness lies pressed against the ground. Her eyes narrow slightly every time the wind shifts. She has been following this herd since dawn. She has not closed the distance. She has not picked a target. She's simply holding position, using the wind to her advantage, waiting. The breeze still flows from the herd toward her. She begins to move, not toward the herd's path. She circles wide, looking for an ambush point up ahead, along the far edge. The herd keeps moving. One female suddenly stops. She lifts her head, her ears turn fast. Eyes scan upward. A bird call rings out from a bare tree branch. Sharp, short, not part of the wind. The lioness launches. No roar, no wild charge. Just a short burst of speed, muscles tight, body hugging the ground. She shoots forward like a spear through dust. sun climbs higher, light cuts through the edge of the thicket. It glints off the grass, flattened during the scramble. The foal is now held between its mother and another female. Each step moves in sync with the others. The wind changes, the air turns moist, carrying the scent of water. Up ahead, a low basin glimmers. It reflects the sky, a small pool. But enough for rest. No one knows where the lion has gone. The zebras move on, under stronger sun, through unsettled dust, after a narrow escape no one will name. High noon, the ground steams. The air feels heavy, baked solid. No wind is strong enough to lift the fine dust off the earth. A herd of wildebeest has gathered. The land behind them has dried out. Only yellow roots remain in the grass. The herd must move, even knowing the river ahead is not easy to cross. This is not their first crossing, but today the current is unusual. Not deep, but fast. The surface is muddy. Swirls form around rocks hidden just beneath. No one can measure its depth. No one can guess what lies below. One lead female steps to the edge. She doesn't drink. She lowers her head, catching the scent in the air. The herd behind her begins to press forward, not by command, but by instinct. The land behind holds nothing worth staying for. One wildebeest makes the first jump. No hesitation, no looking back. It slips through wet sand and hits water within a few steps. Splashes rise. Others follow. No one stops. The herd begins pouring into the river. Their hooves sink into muddy ground. Bodies drift slightly with the flow. Their shadows blur beneath the surface. Foam bursts. Currents twist. Breaths turn sharp. There are no calls. Only the sound of hooves pounding water and the churn of white spray. Midway across, a rock juts out just below the surface. Beneath it, a whirlpool spins, but no one sees it. Until one wildebeest steps too close. A new shape rises from below. Crocodile, no roar, no struggle, just a bite. Quick, precise. The jaws lock around the neck. No tug, just a turn, then a pull downward. The body vanishes under the water in less than 3 seconds. Blood spreads upstream. No warning call is needed. The herd breaks into chaos, not because they saw the predator, but because the rhythm collapsed. A few stop mid-crossing. That is a mistake. On the far side, the lions begin to move. They don't wait for the herd to finish crossing. They don't stalk. They charge straight into the confusion. One wildebeest just exiting the water slips before reaching solid ground. A lioness closes in. No circling, no hesitation. She lunges directly at the neck, locks on, and holds, silent. 2 others guard the sides. They don't attack. They block escape routes. Back in the river, another animal is dragged under. Not by one crocodile. Multiple heads rise near the reeds. One bites the leg, another grabs the shoulder. The prey twists in 2 directions, then disappears. A piece of bone breaks the surface, then vanishes again. On shore, the lioness still holds her kill. She doesn't eat. She doesn't tear. She waits, ready to defend. One wildebeest bull turns back. He lowers his horns, charges. A direct hit to the lion's shoulder knocks her off the carcass. No bones break, but her position is lost. She doesn't retaliate. They already have 1 kill. There is no need to spend more energy. The remaining wildebeest continue crossing. There is no order, no rhythm. Each one runs its own path, avoiding foam, avoiding blood. Some lose direction and rush straight into the whirlpool. Some are not attacked, but still slip and drown. By the time the last of the herd makes it across, the water begins to calm. No more waves, but blood still hangs in the current. Clumps of fur drift along the surface. The dust on the riverbank, where lions pulled their kill, is no longer moving, only the sound of bones cracking. Sharp, rhythmic, carried by the breeze. The herd regroups on higher ground. They keep walking, toward what grass remains. Above them, wing beats. A vulture begins circling, then another, and more. They don't need to see the kill. They can smell it. They know something just died here. The river doesn't just divide the land, it cuts between life and death. Not every death comes from a predator. Not every prey is bitten. Sometimes one wrong step is enough to never return. But no death goes to waste. The body in the water feeds fish. The body on land feeds birds. Grass will grow from that place, and a new cycle begins. The vultures descend. One lands first. It spreads its wings, lowers its head, then others follow. No screaming, no fight. They feed, in rhythm with the chain of life that has repeated in Kruger for thousands of years. The cleaning begins, just moments after the last breath fades. Midday, the ground is cracked wide open under the sun's vertical glare. Lying still in a shallow depression is the carcass of an old male African buffalo. Its body has collapsed on its side. There is no blood, no sign of struggle. This was not a hunt. It was simply a fall, from exhaustion, from hunger, from being too weak to follow the herd. In Kruger's arid ecosystem, deaths like this are not rare. When the savanna runs out of grass and mud turns to dust, the old and the weak are always the last to fall behind. From above, shadows begin to circle. One bird, then another. Then an entire spiral begins to form. It is the signal of the scavengers. A large vulture touches down first. It doesn't rush the carcass. It pauses, scans the surroundings. Neck raised, eyes sharp, head turning constantly. It isn't searching for life. It is scanning for danger, for any predator that might still be nearby. Nothing moves. The vulture steps forward. Its hard beak strikes the buffalo's abdomen. It pokes, cuts, pulls at the hide, now stiffened under the sun. The first tear does not open easily, but strike after strike, the hole widens, big enough for its head to reach inside. The belly holds the organs, still intact. Vultures do not focus on muscle. They go for the soft parts, the intestines, the liver, the membranes. Peck by peck, the meal begins. More vultures start to land. They don't push forward yet. They wait. They need the opening to grow. The sound of tearing echoes softly, no squabbling, no noise. Each bird keeps its position, peck, pull, swallow. Then dip in again. The sun still beats down. Above, more silhouettes appear. More vultures circling in slow, widening rings. They don't care who died. They only follow the smell. From the northern brush, a faint rustle. Not the wind. A heavy, deliberate step. A lone hyena. It has followed the scent from far away. It is not rushing, not starving. It simply knows that where there is death, there is opportunity. The vultures lift their head, a few stretch taller. They do not flee, but they stop eating. The hyena approaches. The hyena eats quickly. It doesn't chew long. It tears, swallows, tears again. No snarling, no growls. It focuses on what remains of the organs, the richest parts, the most digestible. Scavenging here always follows a sequence. If the hyena finds it first, it feeds. Then the vultures take over, until only bones remain. Finally flies, ants, and soil microbes finish what's left. The full decomposition may take hours or days. It depends on the heat, the dryness, and how much disturbance other animals bring. But fast or slow, nothing is wasted. No part is left behind. Even the skeleton itself will bleach, then crumble apart after seasons of wind and sun. Every death like this is part of the ecosystem, and the cycle continues, layer by layer, trophic level by trophic level, without end. Eventually, the wind picks up again. From the west, the dust curls in dry waves. The smell of old death fades, carried to the forest's edge. But there, others will be sniffing the breeze. A leopard appears on the branch of a dead tree nearby. It waits, perfectly still, for the right moment, when the others are gone. In the savannah, there is no finish line. One creature's end becomes another's beginning. Nothing is wasted. No death is meaningless. And every time the air grows still, when the scent of old blood still lingers, those who know how to smell will arrive first. Early morning, Kruger lies beneath soft sunlight. The air is cool. The earth still holds moisture from the night. In the open woodland, a leopard moves slowly through low acacia brush. It does not rush. It does not leap. Each step is low, software close to the ground. Leopards are ambush hunters. They don't need a chase. They only need the right moment and the right wind. And the leopard catches a familiar scent. Not old, not fresh. It carries the smell of earth, fur, and sweat that hasn't fully dried. A female warthog leads two piglets along the edge of the thicket. She makes no sound, marks nothing. She isn't sure what it is, but something feels wrong. She turns, stretches up slightly. At that moment, the leopard springs. The charge is silent, nearly no trace left behind. There are no breaks in Kruger's ecosystem. Every predator, the leopard has no pride. It doesn't hunt in teams like lions. It doesn't scavenge like hyenas. It survives alone. It lives by precision, by choosing the right place, the right wind, the right moment. Its role isn't measured by how many kills it makes, but by how it forces prey to change their patterns. Late afternoon in southern Kruger. The last light stretches across dry grass. Tree shadows fall on cracked earth. The heat has faded, but the ground still holds warmth from midday. A mature male kudu walks along the edge of an open woodland. Its tall frame moves steadily. Muscles ripple beneath short fur. Long spiral horns curl backward, held level with the head as it walks. Within a patch of thin brush near the trail, a lone male lion lies hidden. Not part of a pride, no territory to guard. It has been tracking the kudu since midday. Now it waits here, still, watching, ready. The lion does not lie deep in cover. Its body is pressed low against the earth, completely silent, its eyes fixed on the open grass ahead. The lion aims for the kudu's flank. Its body stays low, claws extended. This is not the first time the kudu has faced a predator, but grazers don't always choose to fight. Fighting at the right moment, staying calm, holding a solid stance, sometimes that is enough to make the predator leave. The kudu moves under the shadow of the trees, continuing its search for shade and water. Its pace is steady, unhurried, but every step is grounded. Behind it, dust still floats, refusing to settle, and the scent of the encounter still drifts in the wind. Kruger, where life does not unfold by plan, there is no fixed food chain, only shifting pieces, moving with each gust of wind, each footstep, each failed hunt. Lions, leopards, hyenas do not always have the advantage, and the weak are not always the prey. A well-placed kick, a perfect dodge, even a single misstep can change everything. Here there is no space for repeated mistakes, because Kruger does not forgive. Only those who learn fast, move right, and survive long enough can see another sunrise. There is no need to boast, only to continue, because here life does not pause, and nature's selection never sleeps. Thank you for joining Wild Expeditions on this journey. If you found meaning in these raw but truthful moments of nature, please like the video, share it with fellow nature lovers, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next expedition. Don't forget to turn on notifications so we don't lose each other in the noise of the wild. We'll see you in the next episode where every creature fights to survive and every passing second is a choice between life and death.